Good morning. My name is Michael Hood, the National Weather Service here in Memphis, and this is your severe weather briefing for Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. Severe storms are expected to move through the area today. Rain is currently ongoing this morning, but over the next few hours, that rain should diminish, and additional storms should develop later on this afternoon. Those afternoon storms will be the main event for the Mid South. We're expecting a line of storms to push through the region this evening. Any storms that develop ahead of the main line will have the potential to produce strong and violent long track tornadoes. All modes of severe weather will be possible across the Mid South over the next 18 hours, and all of the Mid South is currently under a moderate to enhanced risk of severe weather. Please stay weather aware this afternoon and evening and have multiple ways to receive warnings. Taking a look at our severe weather outlook again today, we are at an enhanced to moderate risk of severe weather for all of the Mid South. Damaging winds, large hail, flash flooding, and tornadoes will all be possible. You having some rain this morning, but that rain will diminish and we'll probably see some sun. We'll clear out, we'll warm up, and that spells bad news for our area. That gives the atmosphere more fuel to produce thunderstorms later on this afternoon and evening. So that is why we are concerned about the potential for strong tornadoes this afternoon, especially if storms form out ahead of the main line. The atmosphere is conducive to produce uh, long, strong tornadoes. So I'm going to show you the tornado risk for today. We generally don't show this, but I wanted to make sure you guys understood what this means. So the dashed area that you see, all those lines are dashes. And so all the dashed area means is that's where the possibility of strong and long track tornadoes exist. That means that all of the Mid South has the possibility to see a strong long track tornado. That probability is there. Now, the different colors are 10% probability and a 15% probability. I don't necessarily want you to focus on the numbers, but even these small probabilities are significant because on any given day, the chances of seeing a EF2 or greater tornado are zero. But today, this risk is 15% higher than normal, which means that it's also what this is that any spot in this red shaded area, any spot within 25 miles of that spot has a 15% chance of seeing a strong tornado. So this is what that means. This is a very serious situation. Again, to reiterate, the entire Mid-South has the probability to see the tornadoes, but the area shaded in the red is where we have the greatest risk of seeing those tornadoes. And all the area in the dash lines, that means the entire forecast area has the probability and the possibility of having a strong long track tornado. So please take the warning seriously today. Any storm ahead of the line and along the line will have the potential to produce a tornado, as well as damaging winds. And that's a good segue for our wind advisory. Okay? We currently have a wind advisory from now through midnight tonight. We're expecting strong winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour expected in the advised area. And this is outside of thunderstorms. This is just general wind that we're going to see. And that's from now until midnight tonight. And the reason why we're expecting that to happen is we expect some sun to come out, and the atmosphere is already has enough energy in it to have strong winds, and that heat will also help enhance the wind. So this is outside of any thunderstorms. We're going to see wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour. These gusts could blow objects around, tree limbs could be blown down and cause power outages, and also difficult travel for large vehicles like 18 wheelers and box trucks and the sort. So we will have that wind advisory out for the area as well. On top of that, there's a marginal to slight risk of excessive rainfall for the Mid-South through Thursday morning. Rainfall rates with these thunderstorms could be 1 to 2 inches per hour. and that will be possible within heavier thunderstorms. Flash flooding is also possible across the entire area. So, heavy rain, damaging winds, hail, tornadoes, the whole gamut will be across the Mid South this afternoon and evening. We expect to see 1 to 3 inches of rainfall over the greater area. Uh, there's some locally higher amounts where thunderstorms train. So flash flooding again is possible across all the area, and especially where those storms train over the same areas. So now let's move to the timing. So take a look at this map. Try to find your county or city that you're close to, and look at the timing for this. Okay, this is the best estimate for the timing of the worst severe weather for the region. The area shaded in sky blue, that's basically from the Mississippi River westward. That includes Corning, Jonesboro, Kennett, Forest City, uh, eastern Arkansas, and the Missouri Boot Heel. Basically, that it will see the storms between 1 and 8 p.m. So 1 p.m. this afternoon through 8 p.m. this evening. So that is a large area. That's a large time frame because we are worried about storms developing as early as 1 p.m. over the western portions of our forecast area. That means East Arkansas and the Missouri Boot Heel could see thunderstorm development as early as 1 p.m. And so those storms that develop that early will have that potential ahead of the storm line because the line is expected to come later on in the afternoon and evening. But those early storms will have the potential to produce those strong long track tornadoes in the form of being supercells, right? So that's why these times are so large because we're anticipating development before the main line. So again, areas in the sky blue, 1 to 8 p.m. Areas in that darker blue that includes Union City, Dyersburg, Covington, Memphis Metro, Tunica, Clarksdale, Oxford, Holly Springs between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Okay, in the area shaded in purple, we expecting the storms to get to Corinth, Tupelo, Aberdeen, Parsons, Paris around 5 p.m. and last through midnight. So this is the best estimate for the timing of the worst weather. We could have some storms that also start before the main line. Okay, so that's why again these times are so large. So let's talk a little bit about safety. Uh, Mobile home safety. Mobile homes are not safe for severe weather conditions. Tornadoes may occur with little or no notice. When severe weather is predicted, consider making plans. So you should be making plans this morning. You should have made them yesterday, but now you have some time this morning. Make plans to seek more considerable shelter this afternoon and evening. Call a friend or family member and see if you can stay with them over the evening hours as the storms move through. Make provisions for your family to be in a sturdy building later on this afternoon and into the evening hours. Know where to go if you're in a single family home. Top floors do not protect you. If you have no basement, move to an interior room with no windows. Exterior rooms and no rooms. Exterior rooms and rooms with windows do not protect you, and no place outside is safe from a tornado. So the best thing to do is move into an interior room with no windows, or move to a basement or some interior room on the lowest floor, and bring your emergency supply kit. Now, you might ask, what about apartments? We also have plans for that. Check with leasing offices to see if there's any shelter areas, any buildings or locations better than your apartment, like an office, fitness center, a laundry room. Think about where you could go. Make friends with your downstairs neighbors. You want to make sure that if you're going to be there at the bottom floor, get to know your bottom floor neighbors. See if you can't hang out with them as the bad weather comes through. You won't have to necessarily be like in the mobile home where you physically have to go somewhere. You can be in your rooms or in your apartments on the second and third floor, watch the weather, and once the weather starts coming, you can ask the neighbors downstairs, hey, over the next couple hours, can we hang out with you so we can stay safe on the bottom floor? Uh, so do the best you can with what you have. The second floor is better than the third floor. So if you don't know anybody on the first floor, try the second floor. If you know somebody on the second floor, um, get as far away from the outside as you can and cover up. And that goes for anybody in a single family home or anything. You want to go to the lowest common denominator, central interior rooms, lowest floor, and cover up if you are under a tornado warning. Okay. Have ways to find the latest up to date information. We have our webpage, weather.gov/Memphis. You get current weather, current conditions, forecast, graphical forecast. Follow us on social media at NWS Memphis on Facebook, Twitter. Interact with us. Have multiple ways to receive your warnings. That can be the WIA alerts that you get on your cell phone. Please charge your cell phones. Make sure they're good to go. Have a weather radio. If you do have one, make sure it's on. Make sure the batteries are good. Make sure it's plugged in. And we'll get through this all together. So, again, have good ways to receive a message. Television, follow your local media, and follow us on social media at NWS Memphis on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. So let's summarize the impacts again for us today. Severe storms will impact the Mid-South this afternoon through the early evening hours. All of the Mid-South is in an enhanced to moderate risk of severe weather. All modes of severe weather will be possible with damaging winds, tornadoes, large hail, and heavy rain are all on the table this afternoon into the evening hours. A few tornadoes this afternoon and this evening could be of the strong long track variety. A wind advisory in effect for the entire forecast area through midnight. Expect wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour outside of the thunderstorms. Please stay weather aware and have multiple ways to receive warnings. We'll go over the timing one more time before I get off, okay? So, areas west of the Mississippi River, that includes Corning, Jonesboro, Forest City, the area in that light blue. Your best timing could be from 1 to 8 p.m. this evening. The reason why that 1 p.m. is out there so early is because we're anticipating storms to develop as early as 1 p.m. across eastern Arkansas, and those storms will move into West Tennessee and North Mississippi as the afternoon goes on, and then we expect a secondary line of storms to also develop and move through by 8 p.m. Okay, so that's why that time frame is so large there. As we move into the central portions of our CWA, that includes Clarksdale, Tunica, Holly Springs, Oxford, Memphis Metro, Covington, Bolivar, Jackson, Dyersburg, and Union City. Expect storms to be on your doorstep between 3 and 9 p.m. This afternoon, evening. And then for the eastern parts, that includes Paris, Parsons, Corinth, Tupelo, and Aberdeen. Expect the storms to be there between 5 and 12 a.m. tonight. So this is the best estimate for the timing of the worst weather. We could have some storms before that, and those also could be strong and severe, but this is the main timing for the main event. This is where your main impact time is, okay? So please take a look at this map, and this is what we expect for your forecast. So please know where you are on the map. If you're in Memphis, 3 to 8. If you're in Jonesboro, 1 to 8. If you're in Tupelo, 5 p.m. to midnight. So please take heed of any warnings you receive this afternoon and this evening as damaging winds, tornadoes, large hail, flash flooding will all be on the table this afternoon. So follow us on social media at NWS Memphis on Twitter, at NWS Memphis on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll have more updates later on this morning.